Hello and welcome to a comeback episode of sorts of Phillies Unfiltered. Along with Brent Tracy, I'm Jim Russo. Brent, how you doing over there?
Um, Regular life is fine. Philly's life
Good.
not so good. Not so
We'll
good
get to
right
that.
now.
No, so it's been a little bit since we've gotten together here. Um, Last episode we did was right before the All-Star break, so we got some catching up to do. Uh, Sounds like you were away for a little while, and I'll go to Alaska.
I
So
was, and there's a baseball connection there with
is
that
there?
20 that continuous game they play when it's light for 24 straight hours. They have a tradition where they'll play a continuous game to celebrate the fact that it's not dark, so they just continue to play. Not where I
That's
was
amazing.
specifically, but yes, that it's a very cool tradition. It was 20 hours of light when I was up there. So per day. So that was we had an interior cabin in our on our cruise ship, so we didn't get affected directly by that, but our body clocks were all kinds of messed up.
Like,
We were
what
four
time is
hours
it?
behind. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was 4 hours behind. It was kind of, but it was a great trip. Beautiful, beautiful place. If you can ever get
nice.
there, I highly recommend it. We saw, I can't even count how many whales we saw. Bald eagles are just chilling on a marshy plain, like 50, 60 of them, like it's nothing, like they're deer here in an open field. It's just,
Wow.
it was very surreal, in a lot of ways. So great trip.
Nice.
And, I got to kind of track the fills this time because I was ahead. So it wasn't like I was like last year I was in Europe 6 hours.
Yeah, that's
I
impossible.
was 6 hours ahead last year. This year I was 4 hours behind. So I didn't have I didn't have that weird timing schedule for sports at least. But anyway, great
You get
trip.
what
So
you
what
get.
have you been up to, Jim? How's your summer
Oh, I
been?
mean, not much with the All-Star festivities. I went to the All-Star Village at the
Oh
convention
yeah,
center in
how
the
did
city,
that
which was
go?
that was pretty cool. It was really crowded. So we went on the
Yeah.
first day, and lines literally wrapped around the convention center, possibly
Hmm.
more than one full rotation around.
Wow.
It was nuts. And then things like there was a lot of things to do, but it was wrapped around pretty much twice around the building, and then
Wow.
inside everything was pretty hectic inside. But it's a really big space, the convention center. So I mean, it wasn't crowded as far as like walking around, but lines for everything were kind of ridiculous too. But it was still cool to be there. And
Hmm.
experience some of the things. I was hoping to see some former players, and I couldn't really. There was no chance to get autographs. You had to sign up for things, but that's okay. But
I
the
looked
the
I
following
looked
day, we
into
went
it.
to the Futures game.
Yeah, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, but a Futures game was pretty cool. It was nice to see Gage Wood start the game. He got a nice little reception from the crowd. Um, at the, it was funny. Everybody booed when they announced the Mets prospect. I don't even remember his name, but everybody was booing, and it was great. And there was like one Mets fan, like two rows over. So he was the only one standing up cheering. Like, nope, not happening here. But the game itself was okay. I didn't realize it was going to be 7 innings, so it was nice and short. Um, but it's cool. You got Victorino managing the National League, Larry Bowa managing the American League. So you would see Larry Bowa walk out and change pitchers all the time, and same with Shane. So it was cool to see them, and the game. Like, Jesus Mate is going to be really good. I, I
Okay.
I don't have many other words besides that for him. I think he was the leadoff batter, I believe, for one of the teams, and he just I got a hit, and like man, there's Leo DeVries. He's going to be really good too. There's a lot of good stuff out there with the youth and the pit and these minor league organizations. So yeah, American League One, like some random catcher, I think Nathan Flowelling, something like that was his name, hit a homer against our guy, of course. I don't forget how, or the Phillies reliever that was pitching in there. Um, but other than that, after the game, the boys were able to get a couple autographs from some of these guys, so hopefully some of those are going
Nice.
to be worth
Worth
something.
something.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, there was the pitcher from the Cardinals, Liam Doyle.
Mhm.
Finn got an autograph of him, while Noah got a picture with him. Uh, Ethan Salas, who's like a really young catcher, who's going to be really, who hopefully should be really good. And then uh, there was this kid that was throwing BBs over 100 miles an hour. Seth Hernandez I think he's from the Pirates. They were able to snag an autograph from him too. So really cool experience after the game. And then after that, there was the MLB X, which was a 3 versus 3 home run derby thing.
Nice.
It went a lot longer than I expected it. There's too much downtime in between each session, so to speak, because it's one team against another team, and then another team against another team, and then it's just like so quarter, semi, and then finals. But it was cool to watch Ryan swing the bat and Jimmy swing the bat and Shane swing the bat, and then some random guys out there. Terrell Owens was there. Jordan Mailata from the Eagles. And then Andrew Jones was there, and
Nice.
I was trying to. So it was like there was some of the AUSL softball players. Those girls can swing it. There's some it was like such a fluid, smooth swing, and the girl that was on Shane Victorino's team, like she was raking. It was a flat swing. It was just everything was great. She won MVP of the thing for a reason, so it was really cool.
Nice.
I wish there was less. I wish it was less time, but it was still fun nonetheless.
Sure, that sounds great.
But back to our Phils. It was really an off and on July. July really wasn't good, to be honest. And then August got off to a rough start. And there were some wins here and there, but it just hasn't been fun. I mean,
No.
like they're barely over 500 at this point. I mean, but 7 games over is not that much. They're in trouble as far as wild cards positioning stands. They've, in this time frame that we've been away here, we have made one major change, which was the acquisition of Luis Arraez, which I want to hear your thoughts on that first, please.
So no one's going to be sad about getting a guy like Arraez on their roster. I mean, the guy's a professional hitter. Although I will say, I think his strikeout rate has gone up since he joined the Phillies because that's contagious, apparently. Now, he's only had 2, but he had like 22 coming to us. So, anyway. He's a good hitter, though. I like his energy. You talked about that when we were texting. He's got really good energy. I think he's excited to be with the Phillies. Not a bad move, and he's a above average second baseman. He's a very good fielding second baseman. That said, I don't like what this has done to the team in terms of a configuration standpoint, defensively specifically. Don't really love where he's batting either. We can talk about that as well, but I'm more concerned about the defensive alignment, to be honest. Not because Arraez is at second base. That's not my concern. He's a good second baseman, like I said. Moving Harper to right field is, to me, an asinine thing to do because he's had injuries, throwing specifically. The throws are much farther and more strenuous from the outfield. That's just common sense. He has also proven himself to be a Gold Glove caliber first baseman. So you're putting Alec Boehm from third base over to first base, moving Harper out of there after he's shown he's very good at the position. Stott has now moved to third base, and another asinine move. He's a middle infielder through and through. He is not a corner infielder. He's a great second baseman. Could have moved him to short. Move Turner to the outfield. That would have made sense because Turner is a great athlete, but he's a bad shortstop. Put him on one of the corner outfields. Leave Crawford alone as far as I'm concerned. I like him out in center field. Put Marsh in right or left. I don't think Marsh cares. And then put Turner on the opposite corner outfield spot. He's an athlete. He's played the outfield before. And basically, the guy's got speed. He can track balls down. I don't know what his throwing necessarily would be like from out there, but he's going to track balls down probably. And I think that's all you would really need him to do. But how is he the only one that is untouched in this whole reconfiguration? He's
apparently they didn't even ask him.
Yeah, well, I don't get that at all. I mean, Dombrowski, Mattingly, both I think fumbled this massively because I think Mattingly could have made some better decisions with this. But I mean, Bohm at third is serviceable at this point. He really is. He's become a serviceable third baseman. Truly, from a few years ago when he had that 3-error game, we talk about that all the time. Really, since that point forward, he has worked hard to improve himself at the position, and he is a decent third baseman. Um, Stott looks very
For sure.
uncomfortable there because he's not a third baseman. I
Mhm.
played shortstop, second base a lot, through my um, you know, later Little League and Babe Ruth years, and that's a very different spot in the infield than third base. Third base you play much differently than a middle infield spot, and Stott's been playing the middle
Depth
infield
perception's different.
absolutely. And even though the throw angle is different at second base, the way you play the position is more similar to shortstop than it would be to like third base because it's just a completely different approach there.
So,
I don't like this. I think this is going to come back to bite them really hard. It already kind of has. You've seen some fumbles and stumbles in the field. Not so much by Harper. Harper's capable, don't get me wrong, of playing
he's
right
doing it.
field, but the risk of injury that you're running now with him out there goes up exponentially, especially at his age by putting him out there when you had him pretty
With the,
safely at first base.
with the throws and not knowing when he's going to dive for a ball. So you
Right.
got to be careful out there. And then I honestly can't watch Alec Boehm anymore. Whether it's
Yeah.
at first base or hitting, he made a crucial mistake on Saturday night at playing first base.
Yeah.
Where he could have just went to the bag or tossed it to Bolin sooner, uh, and end up turning into a run. And then when he's up the bat, like, swinging first pitch and soft ground, well, not that hard of a soft, pretty much a soft ground ball where they get the out at home, and he's lucky they didn't throw it the first. And then Sunday, he takes 2 pitches way out of the zone, and then he swings first strike he sees. I don't like that at all.
I know. Yeah. I hated it
Decision
too.
making, and the fact that he's hitting 225 at this point. Like,
Yeah.
the Phillies have an Alec Boehm problem, and I mentioned this to you yesterday. He needs to sit for a while. Put Bryce back at first and platoon Hill and De La Cruz for a little while, and
Yeah.
watch them win some more games.
I mean,
At
Hill
least
came
De
through
La Cruz and
yesterday.
Hill want to play.
Yeah, Hill came through yesterday, but it shouldn't have, and then we'll get into this, but it shouldn't have been that difficult. That game should have been over
No,
well before it was over.
it should have never got to the extra innings. But that's another
It
story.
shouldn't have. That's a whole thing. Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So this defensive alignment is the least sensible almost that you could come up with the. It's like I was saying this to Bridget, and it's you got to rise, right? So you have a nail that needs to be hammered in. You get the hammer in Arise, right? Like you've got that tool, but you decide, no, I'm going to still use a screwdriver that I had lying around the whole time. That's essentially what this is. Like you've got this, and this is more for the batting order, I think, having him in the middle of the lineup instead of at the top. But it still applies, I think. You have all these tools that are a good tools, but you're applying them incorrectly. You're putting them in the wrong spots, using them the wrong way, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, honestly. It just doesn't make sense to keep Trey at shortstop, leading the league in errors as a shortstop. I'm fairly certain he's still there. I know he was as of a week ago, I think.
He is, I'm
Um,
pretty sure.
yeah, I mean, it just Stott is fine. I think. I mean, he'll adjust to third base, but it's a waste of a move when you have him. You could have just slid him to shortstop, had Arise at second, kept Harper at first, Bohm at third, just move Trey to a corner spot, and that's it. It's that simple. That upgrades your defense exponentially overall, right there, just by doing the alignment that way. I think. Um, and then the batting order, I mean, you and I talked about it. You can see the argument like, oh, Arise makes
Yeah,
contact, and if there's runners on base, great.
I,
But you got to get the runners on base consistently, and
that's the
Arise is the
problem.
guy who gets on consistently, typically. So why are you putting him at 4 and having Kyle at first? Like, no logical person is sitting there going, well, this makes sense. Kyle Schwarber should bat first, hitting 35 home runs, 30 for whatever he's at right now. And Arraez, who,
Mhm.
has, 5 home runs on the season, 4, something like that. I think he hit
5
one in
now.
his first week with us. Yeah. But he's not an RBI guy. He's a make
No.
contact, get on base guy, and that's what you got him for. He should not be batting anywhere besides 1 or 2 in the lineup.
I'd
Those are the
prefer
2
to see
spots
him
for him.
1, but
Me too. I agree. Because Trey's not a great leadoff guy. Honestly, I'd rather see him 2 if you're going to have him up at
I
the
mean,
top.
yeah, 'cause,
But yeah,
yeah, any iteration of Bryce, Kyle, and Trey 2 through 4 is fine with me.
it's fine. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's just Arraez is going to put the ball in play, and most likely, 30% of the time, he's going to be on base.
right. Exactly. And Kyle, don't get me wrong, he walks, but
He
you
looks
saw it
bad
yesterday.
sometimes too.
He what?
Kyle
looks
looks
bad?
really bad at times too.
Well, I mean, he went through a stretch of 2 to 3 weeks there where he was really, really going through it. But this past weekend, he kind of got swinging a little bit better. He had the 2 home run game this weekend, which looked good. He
Yeah.
went the opposite way, which is a good sign. He wasn't pulling off of that. He just went with it and hit it out to left. So I mean, Kyle's going to do what Kyle does. He really is. He's going to strike out. He's going to go through these stretches, but he's going to end up with 40+ home runs this year. I mean, that's just kind of a given. And the bottom line is this team. It's the same thing every year. The core guys have to come through when it matters. They have to. Trey has been, he went through a stretch basically when Kyle was going the downslope. Trey was kind of doing better, and now it's like there's just no consistency with this group, and
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, Stott has gotten
He
his
has.
averages come up. I like
Quietly
what
hitting
Stott's
over 250 now.
he's batting 260 something as of yesterday. I think it was. I saw his at one point in the game. It said 263 or
Keeps going up.
264. So I'm happy with that. If Stock can hit 264 to almost 265, batting at the bottom of that lineup and play the field the way he does, if you have him in the right spot, that's all you need out of him. And Crawford has actually been, he's been getting his pokes. He's been putting the ball in play. He's been looking good in center field. I'm glad they're giving him playing time. As you said, Derek Hill and De La Cruz, they're the bubble guys that play when they get in because it's like Edmundo. When Edmundo gets his chances, this maybe not this year as much as past years, but those guys are doing what Edmundo had done in past seasons for us, which is stepping in and taking advantage of the opportunities. So
I have some gripes with Edmundo this year anyway. So
yeah.
I've never he is so. We already knew he was a free swinger, but he is overly aggressive.
Yeah,
he's swinging at pitches that he looks like Castellanos at points. Like this isn't good. Like what are you swinging at, Edmundo? Make better choices.
Right.
But I tell you, I'm having a whole heck of a lot of fun watching Derek Hill.
Yeah, no, he's a great teammate. You can tell he loves the game. Brandon Marsh level energy with that guy. Just loves playing.
So I was at the game last Monday when he hit the grand slam. And like that, one of the louder moments that I've experienced in recent years. I mean, I was there last year when Kyle hit his 39th and 40th. And like this was on that level. They were down 3-0, and then he hits a grand slam to put them up, and like
that's huge.
It was huge. Like I was like, Derek Hill, let's do something. And then next thing you know, he's hitting a home run. Noah's like, he's gonna hit a homer right now because the 2 of the games we've been to this year, Derek Hill has put the ball in the seats.
Nice.
So it's been really fun to watch him play defense and hit the ball at times. Like he's not a world beater, but he's pretty decent. Like I'm happy with him. It was a good trade.
Yeah, it really was. It was a good pickup, and Hill plays the outfield very aggressively. Like he goes after balls. Like he kind of reminds me of Aaron Rowan with that one where he hit the center field wall. He goes all out. I mean, yes, it's an injury risk, but a guy like that, I think in his head, it's like I got to show people that I'm out here to play, and I'm out here to make the plays as much as possible. So, yeah,
it gives me an old school vibe. A style we appreciate in our age. Like that's that's the kind of player you want. Like your Chase Utley type that's going to play hard all the time.
Exactly.
So But yeah, it's been at least that's a positive. De La Cruz has been all right. I mean, he started off pretty hot. I mean, he puts the ball in play, doesn't strike out that often. I mean,
No, and
and
he's
he
got
plays
some
a decent
power.
outfield, and
Yeah,
he's got some serious power if he
yeah.
gets a hold of one. But it my issues in the lineup right now are really just boom. It's the right-handed hitters for the most part. Outside of Trey's been
Yeah,
doing better.
JT is, JT always he mixes a home run in once every few weeks, but it's like other than that, he's just not getting it
Always
done.
about timing with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um, I don't know. I just it's I mean I think and the other thing, and this is a glaring issue, which I know you can say they tried to address. They got Rayleigh, but the bullpen is god awful.
Pathetic.
I mean, it's terrible. I mean, Mesa eats a lot of innings. That's what I can give him, that he does eat innings. But and then I think Bolin has looked of late very good against right-handed batters specifically. I can give him that nod. But other than Duran, there has been no consistency with this pen throughout the season. And Duran, when's the last time he got to come in for an actual legitimate save? They keep putting him
Should have
in
been
when they're
yesterday.
losing or tied late in the game. That's not his situation. I get why you do it, but it's not effective. That's when he tends to stumble because it's not a save situation. And mentally, he knows that.
Different.
And
Yeah.
it definitely impacts how he pitches. That's the only time I've seen him really struggle for the most part is when he's in a non-save situation, and it's not like mop-up work. It's not like, oh, we're just trying to get him work because we're up by a ton of runs. It's because the game's tied or we've blown a lead just recently. And how often have we seen that? I'll see that. I'll check. It'll be like, oh, sixth inning, 5-1 Phillies. It's like this game is far from over. Far from
Yeah.
over. I have no confidence that we are going to win this game right now. And I feel bad for our starting pitchers
Oh,
because
Jesus didn't deserve a no decision yesterday.
Jesus, Sanchez, and Wheeler, even Wheeler with the 4 runs, that's enough. That's enough against the Blue Jays that you should be able to find a way to get that job done, or at least give your team a chance. Those three guys are by far the biggest strength of this team, and that's not a secret. We knew that, but they're great. They are great. If this offense can perform consistently, and those starters are going 6-7 innings very consistently. I mean, that is like almost, you can
Yeah.
mark that down as a guarantee pretty much every time out. 6-7 innings, just mark it down. All you have to do is get through 1 or 2 innings with your pen to get to Duran. That is not
Who's doing it?
difficult. Yeah.
But who is doing it? That's the issue. And then Duran's been pretty lights out. He's just not getting the opportunities right now. Uh, the only guy outside of Duran is Bolin that I can possibly trust. I haven't seen enough of Rayleigh yet. I mean, he hasn't looked overly sharp the first couple appearances, but
Yeah,
they got
I
to figure
don't.
this out. It's
They do. I mean, as we talked about, Alvarado is just. I have no confidence in him. I mean, none. The walks are just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
yeah,
Just
I
can't
can't.
hit the strike zone. I mean, Batalico was going nuts about the pen the other night. I
As he
just
should.
like, well, I mean, and well, we all are, but it's. I don't know. You and I were talking yesterday, and I had said that they were in trouble, and then you said they're in danger of missing the playoffs. And both of those statements are true right now. They're
Yeah,
right on the
they are.
cusp.
I don't like it right now.
I mean, what are they?
Have
Half a
the
game up, a game up.
They are a game up on the Padres right now. 3 games up on the Marlins, and 3.5 on the Cardinals, who they have the next 3 games.
So
So
these are big.
they got to make
Yeah,
some
we'll
moves
see
right
what
now.
happens. Yeah, but I
Uh,
mean, like the series that they have won have been Baltimore and Washington, who are not good teams. They're not very good teams. Um, they got swept by the Marlins. They almost got swept by the Blue Jays. I mean, like
I mean,
at
there were 3
home.
winnable games though.
Absolutely. There's just I just don't have you. First of all, they ran it back. They ran it back with the same group, and this was the concern before the season. when it comes down to it, is this group going to perform any differently? Now, I get that Adolis Garcia got hurt, but let's be honest. He wasn't going to change. No, he wasn't going to change the approach when it was crunch time. So I don't know. Sitting here right now, I would not be surprised if this team continued to just nosedive, fall out of the playoff picture, and waste yet another year of this team's talent, because they're getting old, man. I mean, they're not young anymore. Boehm's going to be leaving. I'm sure they're going to let him walk.
Thank goodness. I need him to go.
I'm okay with it. But I'm saying he's one of your younger guys. You have Stott.
He's 30 years old.
And Marsh is who? Stott?
So no, Boehm is 30. His birthday was last Monday.
Yeah, but that's still 3, 4, 5 years younger than some of the other four guys, and that I know. But I mean, theoretically, he's in the prime of his career right now. That's in theory.
Prime.
But you're not going to keep him because there's no reason to. He hasn't given you any reason to keep him, and for the money that he's going to be asking for, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
you have no replacement for him.
No, you don't.
No, but you don't have Miller has been injured all year. No idea what he's going to look like when he comes back. Painter, I mean, he came up and he looked a little better, which is not difficult to do because he looked terrible in the first half of the season.
I
don't
want to give him
have a
some
ton
credit,
of
honestly. I mean, Painter, he had a bad first inning against the Orioles, and then he settled in, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was pretty solid the other day. He had to leave the game early with a hamstring issue.
Injury.
But he was looking solid.
His
enough.
Pitch count was not great, or the ball to strike ratio was not great. But yes, he was getting outs. Yeah,
the runs weren't scoring. Like that's the most important thing. I don't care as long as you get out the inning. Like you don't let up run. You're fine.
I agree. Yeah.
Like the only runs Nola's been letting up is homers.
Yeah, I mean you're stuck with what you have right now.
Yeah.
Nola, Painter at the bottom of that rotation, for better or worse. That's where you're at. There's no better options out there right now. You certainly don't have better options in your minor leagues because Gage Wood is not ready to come up.
Yeah, no way. But I mean, if you look at Nola and Painter, they're still technically keeping you in the games. I mean, Nola's been letting up 3 runs a game from Nola. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It's serviceable. It's enough to keep. Yeah, exactly. But the offense has to consistly hit the ball, and that's
took a
always
grand slam on Monday. We get with Nola.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel good about this team right now. I don't like how Don Mattingly has managed in the second half at all. I think he's made a lot of bad decisions. And Dombrowski, he's got to go. They just need a fresh perspective in here, and Dave is not it. They got to go find somebody. Let Preston step up and do it.
I was going to say, let Preston Mattingly do something. Where's Sam Fold? Is he still around?
Yeah. I think he's in there, but I don't know what his title. They shuffle people around with different titles all the time, but Dave's got to go. He's clearly, obviously calling all the shots, and it's not working.
They need that infusion of youth, but now in the front office.
Yeah. And not like Moneyball necessarily,
but
at least just the way you evaluate, but the way you look at like contracts and stuff, like I think he's just throwing big money at these guys on what they have done, not the potential of what they will do. And that to me is the ABCs right there. Like you don't pay a guy for just what he has done. You also got to consider, like, what will he do for me, or what do I think he's going to do for me? He paid Turner a ton of money for what he had done, and let's be honest, Turner has not really lived up to the contract. I mean, he had one good year last year. Outside of that, he's been pretty disappointing, and I think, sure, he was going to get that money somewhere, but it didn't have to be with us. And
I mean, I'd rather have Turner than Bogarts.
Sure, absolutely. But, I mean, I think the point is you had Stott at shortstop. You could have gone and gotten a second baseman instead. Like, there's ways they could have maybe navigated that.
You think about your star at the time. Well, who's still the star? Bryce Harper, and he wanted Trey.
But I think
don't get me wrong. It's not wrong. I mean, he's not wrong for wanting that type of player. That's the type of player we needed. He just hasn't been that player.
But I think that's another problem is as much as I love Bryce, he shouldn't be dictating so much of what the front office is doing in terms of player personnel. He's still just a player. Yes, he's the face of the franchise, and I understand that guys like him and LeBron James and stuff like that, they have more, influence on that kind of stuff. I'm
Yeah,
not naive, but there's got to be a line. There's got to be a boundary there where it's like, all right, Bryce, like I got you, but like we have to consider a lot of different things here. You don't just give the star player what he wants all the time because that's not always what's best for the team. And I'm not saying that it's easy to look back and say Trey has not worked out. It makes sense that they signed him at the time. The point is Bryce definitely has a lot of influence
for
on
sure.
the moves that they make, and I don't think that's a great recipe for success. But I don't
No,
like where we are right
yeah,
now. I
the
have a
move.
lot of concerns with where this
Yeah,
team is. The bullpen, oof, oof.
I agree. I think the lineup is better adding a rise. So
Sure.
that's the fact that he's in there as a contact guy, as an average guy, is going to make a big difference. Now it's the bullpen, and if they don't settle down, we're not making the playoffs. Their
And if we
their
if we do, we're
winnable
getting
games
bounced in
are
the
being snatched.
first round exit if we do
Yeah,
get in with the
I
way that
mean,
they're performing.
I can't expect Wheeler, Sanchez, and Noble to go 8 innings every time. If they get, oh no, I'm sorry, Wheeler, Sanchez, and Luzardo to go 8 innings.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's sure they're excellent, and we can rely on them for what, at
6 or
least
7
six solid.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and but you need to bridge that gap to Duran, and they just don't do it consistently enough.
nope.
I mean, I wish Tanner Banks was having a good year, and I mean, I know he's hurt now, but he wasn't having a good year. And then Alvarado is unreliable, and you have to hope
Kerkering's
Rielly
been
does something. And
yeah.
Kirkering, I mean,
He's
he's
he's given them
letting
too
up
many
hits or
outs.
striking guys out. He's not like
Yeah.
it's
No, they're
it's
not getting the job done, and that's what it comes down to. They're not getting the job done, and it, so it's for me it's twofold. It's the bullpen, the bridge, as you said, the bridge between the starter and Duran, and it's the core guys in the lineup because the energy guys are doing their job. You know,
Mhm.
Derek Hill
Right.
is doing his job. He's coming in and he's making the most of his opportunities. Crawford making contact, using his speed, putting pressure on the defense. Stott has been picking it up lately, putting the ball
Yes,
in play. Always plays a good defense. Marsh has dipped. Obviously, he
big
is
time
not.
actually.
He needs to refine that stroke that he had in the first half of the season because that's a big help. But they've got to the core guys have to perform consistently. They just do. And if they don't, we're going to lose. Even if the bullpen figures it out, the offense needs to perform consistently because that is what has chased us the last couple of years is the big guns
Yeah,
not being online when we need them to be.
I mean, yeah, I'm still not confident this. If they make it, I'll be happy if they make it. I just don't expect it much further than just making it.
No, I'm
Like
predicting a
right,
first round exit right now.
yeah, like right now their run differential is even. Like
That's terrible.
that's a little sad. I mean,
And they're
the
only
Tigers have a plus
slightly
87.
they're only slightly above 500 at
Yeah,
home.
there's
I
seven.
mean,
Yeah,
generally, but at home, you need to be way more dominant at home, um, and it's just not happening. So hopefully
yeah,
they
they're
figure
two
some
games
things
over.
out.
Yeah, 2 games
Huh?
over at home. 2 games
That's
over at home.
pathetic.
They're usually
Absolutely.
12 games over at least at this
Yep.
point. Like,
So
what's
yeah,
the,
they're
what's the deal?
they're in some trouble. I don't have a lot of faith right now. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I've seen this movie before,
Yeah,
um,
we all have.
and
Unfortunately, it's on
I
repeat here.
it is. So I hope they find some magic, but those of you listening right now, watching, whatever, however you're taking this in, however you're consuming this, um, I'm sure there's frustration out there among you as well, and
Yeah.
it's difficult to watch a group this talented continue to spin their wheels, and that's what they're doing.
But we both mentioned it. I love the energy from Arise.
Mm-hmm.
At right now, where it stands, I wouldn't mind re-signing him. But you got to do some shuffling if you do. And Bryson Stott
Isn't
better
he
be your
28?
shortstop.
He's
He's
he's sub
29.
30.
He is 29.
Okay, so he's under 30 though.
And
Okay.
he's a 315 career hit or something like that.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
exact guy you need.
Right, and he's a good second baseman. Yeah, if you put
Solid.
Stott at short, him at second, that's a great middle infield
Yeah, I mean
tandem.
that
I
middle
like
one,
that.
that you got a you'll have a Gold Glove shortstop,
Yeah,
Gold Glove quality at least.
but I
But
think now I will say this: from what I've read and heard, they're not opposed to moving Trey to the outfield, perhaps in the off season. It's not
right,
something they wanted to pursue now. I don't see why not, because you're literally, I mean, if you're a pro athlete and you got speed like him, you can play left or right field
you
generally.
should
I
be playing
think.
left.
I
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, whatever. I think that would be up because Marsh can do either one. I think too. So I don't really have concerns about Marsh at either of the corners either. But the point is, I just don't. I don't know why they didn't, but they're they should do it after the season if they're going to do it, because Trey has shown he cannot play shortstop. He just can't do it.
no,
He's not a shortstop. He's a great athlete, can run fast, he's got athleticism. That doesn't make for a good shortstop by itself. You need to be athletic to play shortstop, but you also need to it's a position you learn and study and perfect. And I
he's never
played it for
has.
years. I'm not saying I was a perfect shortstop, but I was a good defensive player. That was definitely the strength of my game. I was a pretty decent hitter, but I was a my glove was my strength. It really was. And your shortstop needs to be the best fielder on your team, in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's the key position out there. Jimmy showed us for years. I go back to this all the time.
we're spoiled.
What
We were spoiled.
but we were, but I mean, you saw that you had no concern. Any ball that was hit anywhere in his vicinity, you expected him to get. And he had like a 98 to 99% field percentage every year. Like, he was insanely good
He
defensively.
was.
And Trey is just not there. And I like Stott could be though.
Yeah.
Stott could be, maybe he wouldn't be quite at Jimmy's level, but he'd be right up there near it. Certainly above where Turner is at the
Did
position.
Did you see, statistically speaking, that Bryson Stott is the best defender at second base of all
Yeah,
time?
I did. Yeah, it's fielding
Like,
percentage,
that's
right?
amazing.
Yeah,
And the guy still doesn't have a Gold Glove.
it's
Uh,
nuts.
yeah, but I think he's going to be serviceable. He's going to be good the rest of the year at third base. So I'm not really worried about him.
Well, he
He
can't
might
be
not be
worse than
comfortable right
Bohm
away.
there.
He's not going to
Yeah.
be worse than Bohm. He's going to produce better offensively than Bohm did at third base as well. But it's a wait and see game the rest of this month.
Yeah.
We got St. Louis, and then we got the Field of Dreams game on Thursday on Netflix,
up,
folks. So those that have Netflix, make sure you watch that. It still should be pretty cool to see. I'm not really feeling the uniforms. But
yeah, they didn't jump out at me. Yeah.
yeah, I don't like how like the Phillies is going up. It's like it's going.
Yeah, it's a little odd. I think
It's-
they've done so many iterations of uniforms. They just tried something completely different, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they look like the ones you see in 42. They look kind of like that.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, what a
But
terrible.
yeah,
That movie makes the Phillies look so bad.
yeah, we don't look like real good people in that. But
Great movie. Though.
actually, it's just the manager. Honestly, it's not
Yeah,
even the team specifically.
yeah, right. But what a good movie.
Great movie.
It's a wait. Like I said, it's a wait and see. Hopefully, we got a couple good weeks left in us. It's not the easiest schedule. We got a whole bunch of games against the Braves still. So, we got some division games, and that's gonna be a tough one. And then we got Seattle, who's in the thick of it at some point here. So, we'll find out. But you know what? Let's wrap it up.
All right. So, everyone, if you would like to listen to us, you can listen to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can watch us on YouTube at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook at Phillies Unfiltered Podcast, Instagram at Phillies Unfiltered, and Twitter/X at Funfiltered. That's PhunPhiltered.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We apologize for the big delay between episodes. This has just been a tough season for us as individuals. Just stuff happening, and it's been tough. But thank you for hanging with us. Appreciate all the participation on social media posts and stuff like that. You guys are great with that stuff always. So we will do our best to be more consistent like the Phillies offense should be. Let's be honest.
We're just as inconsistent.
Exactly. We're just mirroring the team at this point. So
anyway, for humor purposes.
Jim, any final words from you?
Let's go win some games, darn it. Please.
Yeah.
Make them convincing wins. No more of these 1-run, 2-run wins. I want to see some 13-3 wins. I want to see a lot of runs.
I would love
scored.
that.
All right.
With some home runs and doubles. We had one game with 8 doubles the other day.
Which was pretty impressive.
Keep doing that.
Not going to lie. That's pretty impressive. But
it was.
Hopefully they can keep doing that, get some extra base hits, get the guys on base so that at least Luis Arraez can bring them in, apparently.
Yeah, the normal formula for winning.
But all in all that matters is wins in that time frame. You know what we're going to say?
Go
Phils.
All right. See you guys.
Later, guys.